Welcome to Deadscape Diaries, where the line between reality and nightmare blurs. Tonight, we dive into a tale of obsession, transformation, and the dark side of body art, one that will make you think twice before stepping into any tattoo shop. This is the story of a man who sought immortality, only to find himself consumed by a curse inked into his very flesh. As his tattoos begin to take control, his desire for eternal life spirals into a grotesque nightmare. Get ready, because this is not a tale for the faint of heart. Welcome to the Deadscape. I should have known better than to get involved with someone like him. The tattoo artist. They said his work was more than just skin deep, that his designs had a life of their own. I thought it was just a rumor, one of those whispers in dark corners of the underground world of body art. People talked about his creations in hushed tones, revering him like some kind of god. They called him the master. He could ink you with a piece of art that would forever change you, they said, become a part of your very soul. I didn't care about the rumors. I was obsessed. I wanted immortality, or at least a piece of it. Little did I know, the ink he used wasn't just pigment, it was a curse. It all started innocently enough, like most bad decisions do. I had always been fascinated by the idea of tattoos, but not the usual tribal designs or cutesy symbols. I wanted something deeper, something that would make people question what they were seeing. After months of searching for someone who could understand my vision, I found him. His studio was dark, tucked away in an alley in the heart of the city, an unmarked door, a strange symbol etched into the glass. When I walked in, I was greeted by a thick, musty air, and the man himself, tall, gaunt, his eyes unnaturally wide and intense. He spoke little, but when he did, his voice had an unsettling calmness to it. He told me his art had a life of its own, that it was meant to change me, body and soul. He said the ink wasn't just ink, it was a vessel for something ancient, something powerful. I didn't care about the details. I just wanted something that would transcend the ordinary. The first tattoo was simple, yet intricate, an ancient symbol running along the length of my arm. It felt different as the needle pressed into my skin. Not painful in the way I had expected, but almost soothing, as though the ink itself was sinking into my veins, pulsing with a strange energy. When he finished, he told me I would be back for more, that the true transformation only began with the first piece. I should have left then. But I didn't. As the days passed, the tattoo began to itch, and not in the way a healing wound does. It felt like something was alive underneath my skin, moving, shifting, pulling me towards something I couldn't quite understand. I couldn't stop staring at it in the mirror. The black ink seemed to grow darker, more vibrant, and when I touched it, the sensation was electrifying. I returned to the artist, desperate for more. This time, I didn't hesitate. The second design covered my chest, intricate patterns twisting and spiraling around my ribs, under my collarbone. The artist's hands moved expertly, and I felt the same strange pull, the same energy coursing through me. Each session left me feeling dizzy, euphoric, like I was becoming more than human. I felt alive in ways I had never felt before. The tattoos weren't just marking my skin, they were marking my very essence, transforming me. But then the changes started. It began with my skin. The tattoos weren't just designs anymore, they were becoming part of my flesh. Where the ink had been placed, my skin began to warp and shift, pulling tight around the designs, becoming almost unnatural. The patterns grew, stretching and twisting like something alive, forming scars that I couldn't explain. At night, I would wake up in a cold sweat, feeling my body aching, as if something inside me was shifting, something dark and ancient, clawing to break free. I could feel it, this thing inside me, growing stronger with every tattoo. But I couldn't stop. I needed more. I convinced myself that it was part of the process, that this was the price for eternal life. The more I embraced the ink, the closer I got to the power I desired. The master had told me that the tattoos would make me immortal. But immortality came at a price I had failed to understand. The descent. The third tattoo was the last one. It covered my back, a sprawling design that seemed to reach for my very spine, twisting and turning in unnatural angles. When he finished, he smiled, almost knowingly, and told me to go home. But something was wrong. The pain was unbearable. My body felt like it was burning from the inside out. I stumbled to the bathroom, and when I looked in the mirror, I barely recognized the man staring back at me. My skin was covered in deep, dark veins, the tattoos now pulsing like they had a life of their own. The designs had become more grotesque, more twisted, as though they were alive, writhing, shifting under the surface. I tried to remove them. I scrubbed at my skin until it bled, but the tattoos wouldn't come off. It was like they had fused with my flesh, becoming a part of me in a way that defied nature. I couldn't sleep, couldn't eat without feeling my body reject the very food I consumed. My muscles were contorting, my bones cracking with every movement. I was changing, becoming something that wasn't human anymore. I tried to go back to the master, desperate for answers, but his studio was gone. The door was locked, the windows dark. There was no trace of the man who had started it all. I was left alone with the curse I had willingly embraced. The tattoos had taken hold of me, consuming me from the inside out. Now, I am no longer the man I once was. The tattoos have taken me, turned me into something monstrous, something I can't even recognize. My reflection in the mirror no longer looks like me. I am twisted, a grotesque mockery of human form, trapped in this body that is no longer my own. I can feel the tattoos crawling beneath my skin, pushing me closer to whatever dark, twisted fate they were meant to unleash. And I know it's too late to undo it. If you ever find yourself at a tattoo parlor, and if you ever hear of the master, run. Do not fall for the promises of immortality. Because immortality comes with a price far worse than death. And once the ink takes hold, it will never let you go. Thank you for joining me on this chilling journey into the twisted world of curses, tattoos, and transformation. If you found yourself shuddering at the thought of what might lie beneath the ink, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to Deadscape Diaries for more dark tales from the edge of reality. Remember, some things are better left unmarked, and some desires should never be pursued. Until next time, stay safe, stay aware, and always be cautious of what's written on your skin. You never know what it might cost.